So when you open Gemini, just a quick little tour of the interface. To open your sidebar, which includes some tools here and also all of your recent chats, all you have to do is click over there where you see the Gemini logo. I always recommend starting a new chat. So if you open up Gemini and you have an existing chat from a previous session, make sure you hit new chat. Unless, of course, you want to build upon what you've already started. You can search for chats if you're looking for things. Your chats will be listed here, but sometimes when you have so many, it might be lost. So you can search for your chats here. You know how to use the search feature and you can find what you're looking for. They have a new tool called an image tool. So you can go directly to create images. That's just one way to get there. If you click library, it's going to have all of the images that you have created and some of your most recent documents up at the top. And then Gemini Gems, which I can cover in another session. Today, we're going to focus on Canvas. Why choose Canvas when we can just use Gemini? Here's why. First of all, if you want to use Canvas, you need to click the plus menu or the plus icon that's on the left of the prompting box. And as you slide down, you're going to see a couple of things that you can do. You can upload files, so Gemini can work on something that you have already created. Same with adding from a drive. If you have a slide deck or a document, you can put it up there and assist Gemini in delivering your prompting request. You can also connect to their notebooks. Notebook LM is now called Gemini Notebook, and you can click it and find it there. When you hover over these ones, it's going to tell you a little bit about what they do. Guided learning is a really interesting way to study and to learn new things without Gemini providing you with answers. When you click the Create Image tool, you can generate images, and Gemini gives you a nice assist by providing you with some examples of different genres that you can select from. By selecting it, it drops it down into the prompting box, and then you're just ready to describe what you want to have there. You can also create music. Similar interface. Now we have music genres. Describe what you want your song to be about, or even put the script that you want in there, the names or the subject, and it will create a short song for you. Today, though, we're going to look at Canvas. So what does Canvas do? When we hover over it, it codes, it writes, or it can make slides. We're going to try to demonstrate all of those today. We go ahead and click Canvas, and you can see that the Canvas tool is now selected. And what we want to do next is to select something that we want to work with. So I'm going to go to my drive, and I'm going to pull up an old syllabus. So what's nice about Canvas is that it's not going to generate something from scratch. It's going to respect the language and the spirit of what was created in the first place, and I can create just modifications to an existing document. So I'm just going to put revise this and watch what happens to my interface. So it's going to look a little bit different than it did before. It takes a little bit of time, but what it's going to do is to split the screen. So I have a working side and I have a chat side. That should be up in just a minute. You can see now that we have two panes here. We have our actual document here on the left, and then we have a summary of what was created over here on the right. Now, what I like about this, there's some hidden tools here that are kind of quick actions that you can choose from. So if you're interested in just taking a document and making it shorter or longer, if you scroll over here and hover, you can change the length just by clicking those tools. And this is a slider. So if you want to make it longer, or if you want to make it shorter, you just slide it back and forth. So let's just make it a little bit longer. And you can see over here on the left, Gemini is thinking and it's working to create that document that we had that we like, but we want to make it just a little bit more robust, a little bit longer. And it's done that. And not only has it done it, it tells us what it's done. It's expanded the length by 40%. Not bad. There's a couple of other sliders over here. If we click on middle, it allows us to change the tone. And similarly, it's a slider. So I can make it more formal, very formal, or I can go all the way up here and make it very casual. Just for fun, let's take a look at what very casual looks like. Take a look at what it says now. This honors level 8th grade U.S. history course delves into a complex and dynamic journey. Let's see what happens when it's very casual. And once again, over on the left, you see that Gemini is going to work, and it's changing the language or tone of my document. And it doesn't look like there was much of a change. It says I've updated the selected headings to give them a more casual, conversational feel and an upbeat tone. Let me see if I can get it to just focus on this part here. So I'm going to highlight this part, and I'm going to click the tone again, and I'm going to say very casual. So this is one of the nice features about Canvas is it allows you to select certain sections of your document without changing the entire document. There we go. Yo, welcome to Honors 8th grade history. We're going to go totally deep dive in American history. Okay, now we've done it, right? The last part says, and basically become total history pros. Let's get it. Okay, so it did that for me. We can also ask for editing suggestions, so we can take advantage of our edits. Oh, now I see some really great, fun titles here. Settling in and throwing hands with Britain. Love it. The Road to Revolution, the Big War. Drafting rules and hitting West. This is kind of fun. All right, so built right in there. But there's more. Let's say that I want this document to be a guide for our parents. I probably want to change it back to the formal version, but just to show you how that works, let's say revise this to make it into a guide that parents can use to assist their students this year. And we're going to hit return. I don't want that highlighted anymore because I want the whole document. So let's see what it does. Taking a little bit longer. You can see the Gemini is doing its thinking. And let's see if it creates a parent guide for us. It's still generating. It also gives me this try again without Canvas. So we can always try that too. But look, and it did change the language without me doing it. That's pretty awesome. So it's a parent's guide now for supporting a student in Honors 8th grade history. It says, welcome to 8th grade Honors. It tells what we're going to be doing, how they can help their child succeed, a parent roadmap. I love it. All right. Now, another great feature within Canvas is they can create slide decks. So let's take this parent guide, and let's say that we have an open house and we want to use this in a slide deck format. So we're going to say create a slide deck for parents on open house, and add my name, Mr. Lanes, to the title slide. And then we hit return. It's going to do its thinking. This time I'm going to stop, and then we'll come back and see what it created. I was away, which I'm prone to do. I kind of found a new tool. I got so excited about it. I thought, to capture my excitement, you should probably see my face. So here was that document that we created for parents. It's the one pager. It's a Google Doc. It will become a Google Doc. But over here up at the top, you've got some menus, and I discovered this create menu. I love this. When you click create, look at what you get. You can create a web page out of this. You can create an infographic, a quiz, a flashcard, or that audio overview that used to be over on Notebook LM. Now that Notebook and Gemini are all the same thing, it's right here for us. So I'm going to try one of these out, and then we'll come back, see what it looks like. But I had to just show you my excitement with my face. So let's first try to make a web page out of it. See you in a minute. Just from that simple syllabus document, but now I have a parent's website that I could share with them. And it put together different sections within this website. It has me as the lead teacher. Talks about what this hub will do for parents and what it can do. It goes unit by unit and what teachers or students will be studying. There's a part about honors rigor, like what's the difference between an honors class and a general class? What do they do differently? There's a grading criteria that's built into here. And I love this home support. So if you want to help us out in learning history this year as a parent, what can you do? Well, you can have dinner table conversations. Well, that's great, but if you don't know what to talk about, that's going to be hard. Well, if you click this plus button, it gives you a couple of things that you can use for having discussions. You can have digital check-ins, and then there's recommended resources here. So pretty cool. Not a lot of heavy lifting, and you've got something that you can share out with parents. All right, let's sum it all up. So you can use Gemini and the tool Canvas as you drop down and select that tool to take a document and to manipulate it directly while it's on your screen. That enables you to change certain sections of it while preserving the integrity of the document that you began with. In addition to that, we have all these little tools that are hidden within there that allow you to do things like make a slide deck, make a website, change different parts of those websites or slide decks, create a study guide, create flashcards. All of the things are wrapped up. So what you're seeing here is Gemini's attempt to integrate some of the strong features that existed in Notebook with what they have in Gemini. And they're doing a really good job of, I think, meshing those two. I'd like to add that there is so much more. We didn't talk about how you can share that, how you can export it, how you can embed what you've created into a Google site. There's many other layers to what I've shown you today. So I would love to come out to your campus. I can come and work with you in your office. You just let me know, and we'll come out there and really get you using these tools to their full capacity. All right, have a great 2026-2027 school year.